Good morning, welcome to Daily Bailey with Coach Stu. And maybe it's afternoon, maybe it's evening, whichever one it is, I hope it's a good one. It's Friday here in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. Now, it rained last night, so I woke up feeling all deep and meaningful, because when it rains, it affects me that way. I get into these moods. So I thought I'd do something different this morning and just speak off the cuff. The title of this impromptu speech is called Taking Off the Mask. Because I don't know about you, but I really am looking forward to the time that we can see the back end of these masks. One, well, that will represent this pandemic being over, and two, they're actually not really that comfortable to wear. It depends on the material. It can be a bit hot, a bit itchy. And also, I've noticed when you're communicating with people, it's really hard to gauge their feelings or their responses or whatever. It's just difficult from only seeing somebody's eyes. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing the back end of it. And I thought I would talk about taking off the mask. And what I mean by that is obviously taking off these masks that we wear, these metaphorical masks that we wear. I'm not sure metaphorical is the right word there, but anyway, I think you know what I mean. So I wanted to share a little bit of a story about my situation and a period in time when I felt that I really did take a mask off. Now, it's really difficult to understand like the masks that we wear and why we wear these masks and why we do what we do, because humans are really, really complex, right? And it's not that easy to work out, like, you know, how your experiences have affected you, what your belief systems are. It's tricky, right? It's complicated. But there was definitely a time when I could clearly get a gauge of that I was taking a mask off, and it was about 11 years ago. At one point in my life absolutely fell to pieces. I mean, like, seriously, fell to pieces. And I ended up coming to Thailand and renting a house. And at that point, I became a single parent to 2 kids as well, which, tricky, hard work, but definitely worth the graft. For sure. So basically life fell apart, became a single father of 2 kids, and like didn't have a job, didn't have any business, just sort of sat there. Well, didn't sit there, was busy like taking care of my kids. But in the evening time, when I would put the kids to sleep, I would then start to think about my situation and the fact that my life had fell to bits. And, you know, previous to coming to Thailand, I was very, very focused in personal and professional development in terms of career and business. So I had some businesses, I had a career as a coach and a speaker, and I was very much focused on that. It was definitely a mask that I'd, you know, trying to show that you're successful and all that sort of stuff. It was definitely a mask that I was wearing, but it wasn't just a mask that I was trying to cover up something. It was that I was trying to fight my way out of a situation, you know, because I grew up on a council estate, which is like government supported housing, and didn't really do well in school, etc. So I was trying to fight my way up, and I think I did okay. I think I became educated, did a lot of education, and got a better job, and then developed a business and developed a career. So it wasn't just like that the mask was covering something up. It was the mask that I was wearing to fight. It was maybe the mask of a warrior or whatever. and so yeah, and so I came to this point. So I was in the evening, I'd sit there and I'd think, well, you know, okay, I'm not that anymore. I'm not the business owner. I'm not a presenter now. I'm not a coach anymore. What I'm at, well, it dawned upon me is that had come off, but there was definitely a layer of significance there, and it was that I was now the single father to these two kids. And that sort of just instantly sort of made everything okay for me. That wow, you know, I'm honoured, I'm lucky, and I was grateful for it. And it just seemed to like sort my head out and get me in the right psychological state to serve my kids and do what I needed to do. And then later on to start to look at developing a new career, which I did, and then create a new business, which I did, and which I'm doing now. I'm here creating a franchise in Thailand, which is no easy task to create a franchise, but we're doing it. So you know, that's my share, is like we have these layers, and they, you know, and sometimes we lose a mask due to circumstance, or we consciously decide to take a mask off, that we're not going to be a people pleaser anymore, we're not going to be sad anymore, whatever it is, we take these masks off. And so there's my deeper meaningful, is like, what mask do you wear? What mask do you wear, and why do you wear it? And you know, explore that a little bit. You know, don't spend too long on it. You know, you've got life to live, right? But there's nothing wrong with like thinking about it and trying to work it out, because that is going to be one strategy that will help you to improve your life and develop yourself and gain clarity around who you are, etc, etc. There it is, just a little ramble this morning about maths. So have a wonderful Friday. If you find my content to be of value, please like, subscribe and share it, comment, take some form of action, and have a really, really great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Stay hungry.